Hey guys, what's up? It's DAXE back here with another video, and today is a big day for Brawlhalla, honestly, because not only did a new character come out, Jaeyun, but he came with a new weapon, the greatsword. And honestly, just sick. Just like look at the model, honestly. And then he just came out with 3 skins. I really like this skin. I really like the little dash on the sword right there, and even on the hill right there, and the nice dragon design at the end. Or maybe it's a lion, I'm not sure, but it looks like a dragon to me. And then I do not really like this skin at all. I mean, I don't know why. I just don't like this, because it honestly looks like a kunai more than a sword. But, you know what, whatever. So I think I'm gonna hop in training real quick, just test out the character. Because, don't want to, gotta learn how to play the character before I just go in randomly and start spamming. Okay, so, honestly, he's a very, very, very slow character. And I wish I was joking, but he's very slow. Okay, so, but for this video, since it's a new weapon, I'm going to break it down into 3 parts. I'm going to first go over his signatures with all of his weapons, and then I'm going to go over the focus the great sword, and then I'm going to play a little bit of this character, online. So, first, let's go over his signatures, starting with the sword. And honestly, he has some pretty good signatures. He has neutral sig, which doesn't hit on the ground. Even if I'm right here, I think the first hitbox is like right when you see that yellow thing appear. So maybe you can do into it, but I'm not really sure. Be nice if you would just. That's his side sig. Oh, it's pretty good. I think this one could be used if someone's camping you at ledge, or because it has a huge vertical hitbox and it hits up in the air. So honestly, it might even be good for juggling, but I'm not sure. But it's a pretty good move, honestly. And then down sig is really honestly, I think down sig is someone's coming in for an attack. Oh, down sig, dodge and react. Then side sig, which is looks actually amazing. The hitbox is huge. Hold on. Let me just and show you what I mean. The hitbox is huge. It's a pretty big hitbox. That was the wrong move. The entire rock has a hitbox. Once it comes out of the rocks, I can just be back here, and even his neutral sig doesn't have that big, but almost from back here, I'm pretty sure I'm hitting people. It's just barely not hitting him, and it kills pretty early, honestly. And it can be good for maybe if someone keeps jumping and they just jump behind you, boom, and it'll just still kill. That killed, he was in red, barely in red, and it killed him from opposite side of the stage. It's a really strong move. I think that his down sig is gonna be a pretty average move, but this neutral sig and the side sig look insane, honestly. And yeah, but the sides, I feel the least sig that you'll use is down sig. It's kind of Jala's down sig, but slower and easier to react to. So now let's go into the great sword, which is the new weapon. Okay, so neutral sig, hits on the ground, covers huge over his head. Honestly, probably good for reacting in if someone tries to maybe come on stage and hit you with a ground pound, or I think this might be able to cover it. And it has a pretty big hitbox in front of Jaeyun too. From back there, yeah. So it has a pretty big hitbox. And then, they have his side sig, Ooh, this thing, it just looks like it does too much damage. And I think that, here, let me actually go back to his sword really quick, because I think that his side sig has an aerial version. Maybe it's not side sig, down sig question mark. Is it new? Okay, maybe it's not on his sword, but I know one of his moves has a crazy aerial version. Oh, wait, hold on, actually. I think it's maybe it's side sig. Oh my god, that killed so early. Okay. So, side sig just covers ledge. Like, honestly, it's just insane. And if it hits the ground, then it has like the second hitbox of the rocks. And honestly, like, even when you hit someone, then they have a hitbox on them, like shooting out, meaning that you can, like, say you're in a 2v2 and you hit someone like that, and their teammate tries to like jump in and hit you from above, like that'll like snipe them out of the air. And then there's down sig, which just looks crazy. Covers ledge really well. I mean, like, if I'm here, that person is not recovering low. This is the one with the aerial version. And it's really, really good to me, honestly. But, I mean, some people might not think so, but the aerial version is just, like, it just covers so much, like, so much space. Like, that's a lot. It hits in front, all the way below, so, like, you can just use it and catch people at ledge, like, right before you hit the ground. It's just crazy, honestly. Now, let's go over the more complex part, which is the stance mechanic. So, of course, he has his 4 basic attacks: neutral, forward, down, and up, which is, like, pretty basic. But then, there's 2 different types of attacks you can go into once you can either do a neutral, and if you use a neutral into itself, it'll become a finisher attack. But if you do a neutral into a side, or a neutral into a down, it'll become like a different attack. But now I want to just go over like all the combinations you can do, starting with neutral. So you can go neutral. Hurry up and get down here, all. Get into neutral, neutral side, neutral down. I don't think any of these are really like true combos per se, but then you can do neutral side. Hold on, let me get him. Yeah, there we go. Neutral side, which is like finisher. Neutral. Oh my, I cannot hit my attacks. Neutral down. Neutral down. It's like, I think that might be true, honestly, because it doesn't seem like you have too much of a frame to get out of that anyway. And then, of course, stick. And then they have, and then there's neutral side down, and there's neutral down side. Wait, I am really neutral down side, yeah. But honestly, I think that it's gonna be a very like more like hard hitting weapon. It's gonna be like a slower axe that does like way more damage. So when that weekly mission comes out, it'll be easy to get that 5,000 damage. But now, and then there's like, you can start off with side. Honestly, there's so many possibilities of things you can do. Like, and then I'm pretty sure if you hit like this and you do think if you hit something and then you do an aerial, I think I'm like a gravity cancel in the air, I'm pretty sure that it hits like a ball, like it goes automatically into a finisher. Like now, like it's kind of trying to like that, like if you hit it and then you do like a gravity canceled attack, I think it goes straight into the finisher mode without even like even if you do like a neutral into a side or like a down into a side. But I think that this has some really cool mechanics that it'll be able to use, and I feel like it'll just, you know, honestly, in the ground pound. Now, that's the one thing I forgot to mention is the ground pound. And oh, and aerials, of course, but we'll go over those in a minute. But the ground pound looks absolutely like insane. Like so much space, the entire blade. It's like I don't know how much its kill potential is, but I mean, I'm assuming that it has some pretty good kill potential. Like, it can send at weird angles. I mean, it looks really insane. But now let's hop into some actual games and see how this weapon works. Okay, so now let's hop into some ranked games, and I think that I want to just try it out. I'm probably not going to do super well, saying to the fact that I don't really like heavier. I like gauntlets and I like quicker attacking weapons, so I don't know how well I'm going to do, honestly. But we're just going to give it a quick try, honestly. Jingle bells, jingle bells. Oh, and it's another Jaeyun player. This person's probably going to mop the floor with me, but I'm not going to be too mad. Honestly, they'll probably be able to show you some techniques better than I will, because I just don't like heavy, slow weapons like axe and... But, I mean, it looks like a pretty good weapon, honestly. See, as you can see, like how slow and reactable the weapon is I think the weapon's main problem. Like, it has no fast, like, quick hitting attacks. I think its fastest attack is neutral, which is just honestly sad. But like, as you can see, I mean, people are probably just going to be playing him. I don't think he's going to be like a very well played. I think they're going to need to like make this weapon just a tiny bit faster, because honestly, it's so hard to just like hit the like attacks on this weapon. But I mean, like, look, like so much aerial coverage is... But I mean, if you do hit something, the person's like dead. Like, all of his attacks hit like signatures. I think that this weapon is going to struggle against bow. Let me think. It's going to struggle against bow, probably sword. It's probably going to do really good against axe, honestly. Which, if you're wondering why I said that, I mean, axe is like just less damage and a little bit faster. But honestly, I think that this weapon will do really good against... it's just gonna... I feel like it's just gonna like really struggle against those super quick weapons. I think it'll do pretty good against Gauntlet too, honestly, because Gauntlet's really close and it has so much range. I think that's the one thing it does have on a lot of weapons is its amazing range, like especially with its down, but it's really very like just the attack damage is honestly insane. Probably don't want to go, and I think if you're playing Jaeyun and you go above him, you're just asking to get hit by his neutral sig. Oh, like the range, like how high it goes and how much area it covers above him is just crazy. And it's just like, I think that's going to be a really hard move to punish. But I'm doing way better than I thought I would, honestly. But I'm not using the greatsword too much because honestly, I think it's weak. I feel like a lot of people are going to disagree with me and say, oh, but it does so much damage, so it has to be a strong weapon. Like, that's not really how this game works. Honestly, I think that as of now, most of like the really competitive weapons, such as Scythe and like bow and gauntlets, are all quicker weapons. And orb, which is the other new weapon, like the other newest weapon, is like super quick and it's hard to react to, and it has more true combos and stuff like that. But I feel like this is just not gonna be an easy weapon to hit with or anything like that. But I mean, if you guys think that it will, that's okay. Yeah. But honestly, one thing I really wanted to mention is why I haven't recorded any videos in a hot minute. It's because first, I had wanted to finish out school, just like finish it out strong. Second, I mean, which is kind of like more of an obvious thing, is I still had like my things to do. Even though we're in quarantine, I still had things I had to do and get done, and I really wanted to finish them. Then I was gonna record a video like a few months ago, but my computer broke and it wouldn't like stay alive even when it was charging because my charger broke, and then it died, and then I couldn't use it for a while. And so that's why I haven't recorded a video in a minute. But I think I'm gonna play one more game with Jaeyun, and then I think I'm gonna call it a day. Probably today, just gonna grind up submissions. Honestly, I think the Todd Father's also making a video on this today. I'm not 100% sure. It might not get posted the second that I'm recording it because my editor's car broke down in the middle of nowhere, and they're stuck there. And when I called them, they were like, yeah, it might not be getting out today, but it'll be out either today, the day that the character came out, or within of like 24 hours of when this character came out. I mean, I'm pretty excited to say that there's a new weapon in Brawlhalla, but I mean, I'm probably never gonna play this weapon, and I had my fingers on the wrong keys. That's not good. I'm gonna have a lot of catching up to do because I'm quite rusty. Yeah, and then yeah, this Kaya player is pretty. No, it's the basic Kaya combos. Nothing too special. Nothing I haven't seen before. Let's get that good old. The neutral sig is kind of crazy though. They're gonna definitely nerf the shit out of that move. If that hit behind, it just be like, it's just, this weapon is just so crazy fat, and I mean so crazy slow and so crazy heavy. Like, I'm catching up in damage from like a few hits. Ooh. Spear has some pretty good range too. Yeah, but see, like, bow's just so quick, it's just like hard for this weapon to play around that, and that's why I think they should have given him either gauntlet, maybe, because it's just, I feel like a weapon that would have worked. Maybe even sword. I mean, not sword, I mean bow, because I feel like it just would have worked around his character in a whole better. Rather than just like, because it would have just given him like a nice option, like, oh, this person's playing something like spear or is playing like a axe or rocket lance. I need something like this. Oh god, not even, don't even. I'm so glad I didn't play any rocket lance. I feel like this is a good day for Schwarpy. I think his weapon got another weapon that's gonna struggle against. I think, because it's just, even like, because of the type of weapons that Rocket Lance has struggled against and that have already been out, I think is the reason why I think Rocket Lance is going to struggle against this weapon. Oh god, I'm dead. Well, that was kind of rough, but As you guys can see, it's a slower weapon, it's heavier, it makes him really slow, very easy to hit. So you're gonna have to like really think about where you are, when you are doing that. But honestly, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.